What are you gonna ask Santa for Christmas?
Excuse me.
I'm talking to a child! Hey guys, Lexstyle here.
And I'm Bat Tracy.
For Punk Rock Blues.
It's our 25 Days of Christmas Ultimate Spectacular Telethon Marathon, something annual tradition.
Extravaganza Bash.
Bish.
Day...
It's 16.
16. I got a haircut finally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How's it look?
Great. Except for you totally didn't do straight, because you're like, I got straight lines. And
I definitely did.
one of the sides goes around. I don't remember which one
your
it is.
hair is so weird. His hair's a spiral.
What's the movie?
We watched Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh.
It's never here.
No.
What's the story?
Oh, you want me to take the story?
Oh yeah, you have to. We'll explain why.
So the story is that our lovable hero Drake... Oh, we gotta preface this by saying Drake Bell did some weird stuff, and we're not getting into that.
We picked this movie last year.
Yeah.
So...
He ruined it this year. We were really debating, should we still do this?
I made him do it, and I said we have to.
Alright, so our lovable heroes, Drake and Josh, they decided to have a rock and roll fiesta on top of the premiere.
I would not say Josh decided to.
Which is the name of the
Mall
movie theater
and
there.
Movie theater, though?
And
they said it's the Premier Mall when they called the cops.
Know. Helen, who's the manager, just answer and say we're filming.
We're filming.
Oh, are you ready? I didn't know you were yet. Real quick, what's your address?
I'm not going to say it on camera. I'll give it to you.
Text it. Alright. So, Helen, who's the manager, Josh's boss, because Josh works at the premiere, if you remember, she is okay with the party as long as she gets a churro.
She wants a churro.
Anyway, so as the party's ramping up, we find out that Mindy, Josh's girlfriend, is like, I'm leaving town for Christmas. And he's like, everyone... Oh, the parents are also leaving town. They go to a bungalow. They're not a part of this. And he's like, everybody's leaving for Christmas. I just want Christmas to be Christmas. And then...
And Megan has a moped.
Yes. That goes like 1,000 miles per hour.
It's got nitrous.
Dom Toretto would be happy.
Well, it's a family movie.
Yeah. La Familia. Anyway.
Is there any Felice and Furious? It's the Christmas one. They have to, you know what it'd be? Santa's sleigh breaks down.
Yeah.
And they need to get the presents delivered in time. Holy shit, that could be Fast 10.
That could. Or Fast 11. Just do another.
No, I know. It has to stop at 10.
Santa, you're part of La Familia. Now drink this Corona. Let's go. Alright, so there's some ruffians throwing snacks at each other at the party.
And then they just flip the table and go, haha.
And so Josh calls the cops and he's like, yeah, there's some hoodlums over here. Well, then the cops come and arrest Josh. And instead of just saying, I'm the person that called you on the telephone, he just keeps going, I didn't do anything. So they put him in prison. And his cellmate...
That's why I question if they're actually lovable protagonists, because Josh was unlikable in this movie. And I also never really liked him when I watched the show.
I always liked Josh. Anyway, also, he's smoking hot now.
Kimbo Slice.
Kimbo Slice is
Bludge.
Bludge. It's all about the bludge, baby. And so then Drake comes, and he's like breaking Josh out of prison.
Very easily?
Yeah.
Like, he already got past the gates.
Yeah.
And everything, and he just has, like, an ice pick, and he carves out a single brick.
And then Kimbo Slice just shoves Josh head first through the wall. But anyway, so then Drake gets arrested, too, and they're in court, and a wild Henry Winkler appears. And...
He's not wild anymore, he's in everything.
Yeah, that was a Pokemon reference.
I know, I got it, but...
And then Helen is their lawyer, and Helen shows up, and she's like, Mr. Henry Winkler, if you'll allow me a moment. This kid, Drake, made a Christmas promise to this girl, Mary Alice, to give her the best Christmas ever. And as everyone knows, everyone in the world, this is canon, you cannot break a Christmas promise.
And everyone flips out.
Yeah, even the judge is like, you can't.
Apparently
and so he lets them off. He's like, listen, you're not going to go to prison as long as you give this girl the best Christmas ever. And they get a parole officer named Perry. Perry? Sounds British.
Perry. Give me a cup of tea.
I'll have a cup of tea with my wiener. There's nothing British about wieners.
When they're at Perry's mom's house, there's one scene where Josh like dips. They gives her tea and he has a crumpet and he like kind of hesitates to dip it in and try it. Anyway, so then saying the entire movie. Yeah,
I'm telling the story. And then so he meets Mary Alice's family. They're a foster family, and then they go through some hijinks to give them the best Christmas ever. But the hijinks aren't really that hijinky.
What are the hijinks?
They go to the woods
because
Yeah.
For reasons that we'll explain.
Okay. Do you want me to say them now, or do you want me to rate it?
Well, no, I was going to say my reason. I fell asleep.
Multiple times.
So many times. I did not pay attention to this movie. So I think the entire, because the one kid's like, you had us out in the woods, and I was like, what happened in the woods? And then like, I don't really know how the parade went, and fell asleep a lot.
Well, the parade was a non-starter.
If we owned it, I would have rewatched it, but you can only watch it once with a rental. You have 2 days to watch it, or you have 30 days to watch it, 2 days to start it or something.
Yeah, I think so.
But if you finish it, it's done. So I couldn't rewatch it because I'm not paying another $4 to watch half a movie that I fell asleep through. So what were the well, what's your rating? What's the hijinks? What's the rating?
Should we do rating first?
We'll do rating.
Okay.
I ripped that out of you because I heard it tug.
No.
Oh.
What's your rating? Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go first.
I'm giving this 3 French hens. I thought it was totally fine. As a fan of Drake and Josh as a kid, this was kind of nostalgic, but also the plot is really dumb.
No, I had seen it. Oh, had you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen every Drake and Josh thing.
Oh,
I like Go to Hollywood
You didn't
more.
know the cheese.
I didn't remember it.
Oh, so
it's from over a decade ago.
It's the one scene I remember. Oh, okay. Like, you don't remember every scene of Tommy Boy or every scene of Step Brothers.
I've watched those recently.
Okay, but
I didn't see them.
It's over
I didn't
a
see
decade
them
ago.
once on Nickelodeon over a decade ago when I was a child.
Okay, well, it doesn't. That's your excuse that you couldn't have watched it in a decade?
I've tried. The DVD is just kind of expensive. Anywho, I prefer Drake and Josh Go to Hollywood. I remember that one more.
I give this to Turtle Doves because I slept for all of it and I really hated Josh, everything he said. He was just crying the whole movie.
No, he had that one really good line. There's a part where they go to Mary Alice's house and Drake knocks on the glass window of the door and Josh goes, I really like the sound it makes when you knock on glass.
Yeah. Besides that, he cried every time I woke up and like, yeah, I would wake up. I would wake up to Josh crying and go, okay, I can go back to sleep. And this was before like 11 o'clock. I had a long day.
Yeah, it was like 9:30.
Yeah.
Anywho, so the hijinks.
Yeah, what were
the first one is they try to make a gingerbread house and cookies.
I did not see
and
any
they
of that.
destroy the kitchen.
Okay.
Like the 2 twins who are fighting, they start fighting again.
I heard them talking about the cookies. So
Trey is like making the popping noise with his mouth.
Oh, and then that scene?
Yeah, okay. And then he walks up and literally just takes a stack of plates and throws them off the counter until they shatter. And then Ziegfeld is just standing there eating raw eggs.
Who's Ziegfeld?
Ziegfeld's the foreigner. They literally call him the foreigner.
And he probably doesn't even celebrate Christmas?
And he doesn't even speak a real language.
No.
It's not a real...
No, his language is... Like, I hate that in movies when, like, foreigners don't know common sense. Because, like, he answers the door and hands them underwear. And then they say hi to him later and he hands them a banana.
Yeah.
Like, that is not anything any culture does.
No.
This movie should probably be canceled for more reasons than one.
Anywho, the second one is they go to the woods to try and cut down a Christmas tree.
Okay.
But then one of the twin girls steals the axe and they're running with it. And then Josh is like, no running with an axe. And like Drake chases after them and then...
So I didn't miss out on
Then
much.
they lose Ziegfeld in the woods. And so Josh climbs a tree to look for him. But then he falls and hits his nuts on a bunch of branches.
He takes so many bumps in this movie.
Yeah, and then he lands on
He falls off the roof of the premiere into the bed of a truck.
Yeah,
fully back bumps it.
That would hurt.
Yeah. And then he gets hit with the wood chipper.
Yeah,
and there's
they
another.
both do.
Yeah,
Hold on, we're getting ahead of ourselves. And so
I'm saying the stuff I remember.
He falls, and then everyone takes turns stepping over him.
Yeah, I saw that scene.
Yeah, and then after that, they go to the Christmas parade where Perry, their parole officer, who hates them, he keeps giving them tickets. He gets Drake's car impounded. He strips them naked.
When did that happen?
It was right after the first time they go to Mary Alice's house.
Oh, because I only saw the one where he hits a fire hydrant and then is confused why he got a reckless...
Yeah, it was after that one. He gets their car impounded.
How does he not know how to turn?
He finds a group of street thugs, and he's like, you guys want to make $50? And then they kidnap Drake and Josh and steal all their clothes so they're naked. Oh. And Megan has a really funny line where they come to the door naked and they knock. She opens the door and looks down and up at them and goes, you guys either need to get some clothes on or go to a gym. So I was like, wait, would she be okay with them being naked around the house if they went to a gym? Like, that's weird. But,
that's Megan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Miranda Cosgrove.
Yeah.
But then, so they're going to go to a Christmas parade.
Does she call them boobs at all in the movie?
She calls Perry a boob.
Oh, does she? Okay.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid watching Drake and Josh, every time I cannot believe they can say that on TV.
They said nipple in this movie. Yeah. And I was like, that's weird. Anywho, so they go to the Christmas parade and they're going to be on a float. And Josh is like, I got the best float in town, even though we have no money. So how did I procure this? No clue. But then Crazy
Steve... Christmas promise. All you have to do to parade is say, hey, there's a Christmas promise. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, this guy offered $10,000 to you. Crazy Steve shows up in a DeLorean. Yeah. And his license plate's Crazy One. But then he shows up and Perry's like, hey, dude, come here. Go tell those kids about them going to prison or whatever very loudly. And so he's like shouting in their faces. And they're like, shut the fuck up, Steve. And he doesn't. And then the kids are all like, you never cared about us in the first place. And Mary Alice is played by Bailey Madison. She's in a lot of things. Yeah. And then it looks like they're gonna go to prison. But then they get a monkey for Perry. Yeah. And a nice monkey. Because as a kid, he got a bad monkey. Yeah. But also, they have no money. How'd they get this monkey? Because monkeys are probably very expensive.
Well, they just called the company MySweetMonkey.com. We got a Christmas promise. I got you. You keep forgetting.
This guy with $1 million wants a monkey, but you got a Christmas promise.
You keep forgetting about the Christmas promise.
Oh, yes. And then Luke, who we didn't mention, but he's like 17, and he's the cool kid. He's the bad boy. He's like, you don't give a shit about Mary Alice, but I do, because I'm actually her real brother. If you go off the Wikipedia page, they're the only two with last names.
You know what I don't understand, too? Is they say they're at the foster home, and the only reason they couldn't have a good Christmas is because the foster parents were just working too much?
No, the mom was in the hospital.
Oh, but they said the dad was working too much. So the dad would still probably come home to sleep and stuff. So they literally destroyed that guy's house because it's an actual like it's not their house.
No, yeah, they destroyed. They cause a lot of property damage.
But it's a Christmas promise.
It's a Christmas
promise. So you gotta let it go.
Yeah, I love how that's the one thing. The time they do fake crimes and Perry's like all over them with tickets, and then the time they do a real legit property damage crime, he's like, I'm gonna let this one slide.
Yeah, it does say that.
But so yeah, the kids are like against Drake and Josh.
They nearly level an entire street block.
With a wood chipper.
And he's like, listen, it's Christmas, you made me love Christmas again. I got it.
You gave me a monkey.
You gave me a monkey, we're good. This one's gonna go. It's like, this is the actual thing they did.
Yeah, so Mary Alice is upset that she's never seen real snow in her life, because they live in Los Angeles.
San Diego.
Did they say San Diego?
Literally, when it starts snowing, Josh looks out the window and goes, snowing in San Diego? How does that happen?
Oh, okay.
An actual line.
Anyway.
The dialogue.
So they take ice and put ice in a wood chipper to make it snow, but they're dumb and it just shoots shards of ice everywhere and attacks in the neighborhood.
Literally. And somehow it keeps spinning. It just...
Yeah. But then at the end, everything is okay because Crazy Steve shows up with the wood chipper. Well, technically the wood chipper was in their garage. Perry says that.
Whose garage, though?
Theirs. So they were the one that they made the dune buggy in.
Yeah.
Yes. And, yeah, because Perry and the cops carried them home.
Yeah, right.
Good guy, Perry. Perry Cox. Anyway, so then Crazy Steve shows up with a wood chipper and he's just throwing blocks of cheese.
Literally like that.
He looks so happy doing. He's literally like...
Oh, you're saying that if you...
Oh, no, I'd be so happy. But, yeah, so it's snowing cheese and all the kids are like, oh my god, it's snowing, and they're making snow angels and cheese, and I kept saying to you, they would smell so bad by the end of that.
Depends on the type of cheese.
They would smell like cheese. And, yeah, then all the kids vote and they're like, this is the best Christmas ever. And then the parents show up because they were at a bungalow the whole time.
And Zigby says yes, his first English word.
Yeah, and then he says Murray Crisp Milk.
Yeah, and then they sing that.
Yeah. Making fun of the foreign kid.
Yeah.
So American tradition.
Yep. 2009. It's been so long. Did we miss you?
It was 2008.
Was it 2008?
Yeah, because it was a year after the show ended in 2007. Oh. I remember watching the premiere of Drake and Josh live with Grandpa.
Yeah.
Because they showed the first two episodes. The pilot and then the Dune Buggy episode, which is episode 2.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
I remember watching the premiere of Naked Brothers Band in the basement over there with, his name Brett? Because they did I think they did a movie tie-in thing and then the first episode dropped.
Yeah.
So I remember watching that. Because I remember that was another thing where the Naked Brothers Band, they got it now. And I was like, there's going to be a band that's naked? They can get away with that on Nickelodeon? So that's why I tuned in. And then it just turned out to be
just
good.
To see some naked
Because I was like, how are they going to pull that off? I experimented at age 4. I was curious early on.
Anywho, I don't know what else to say about this. We went through the entire plot. Yeah. It's a Nickelodeon TV movie.
I can't say things I liked or didn't like because I was asleep.
Yeah.
We probably should.
It was just a fun nostalgia trip, though.
Yeah, I remember the cheese scene. That's why I wanted to do it. It was just to see the cheese scene again.
Okay.
But I hate
Helen was the standout in this. She was great.
Pretty good. You didn't remember her in Endgame.
No, yeah, she's in Avengers Endgame. Yeah. It's because she was in the Community.
Yeah, the Community. I can see. I'm literally looking at the Community.
So I guess that's all. Because
I can't even see Care Bears. It's so many after Care Bears.
I know. It doesn't even make sense that it would be after or before.
This is the outro. It's the part where we do the outro. Like this video, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It really helps the channel out a lot. You also have to get to work. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos and hit the notification bell so you get us all the time. It's free. And you can always change your mind, especially this month, all the time, so many days.
I'm Bat Tracy. You can follow me at BatTracy01 or Batloads Movies, all down there.
That is the truth. I've been Lex. You can follow me on Instagram, StrangerJerk, and on Twitter, DDDoll. Check out my TikTok at Kesha Was Taken, the best username you'll find on there.
You can follow the channel at Punk Rock Blues. I'm going to hit the pause real quick.
I assume you didn't watch it.
You can hit follow... no, I didn't watch it yet. Do you want me to?
I was going to take it, but if you have to go to work, it doesn't make sense for me to watch it because I'd still have to wait for you to watch it.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say I could come back tonight, but you didn't watch it, so...
and you can follow the channel at Punk Rock Blues on everything, the two things we have.
And you can pledge to our Patreon at patreon.com/punkrockblues. Check us a buck or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or 11, 12 or 13, 14, 15 or 16.
The Patreon exclusive is out now. I still have to make a post about it. I've fallen asleep the last couple nights. So
that's usually what people do at night.
Yeah.
Next up is Love the Coopers. This is right?
Yes.
Okay, Love the Coopers is tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. I'm really excited to watch this one. I wanted to see it since it came out.
It's got a great cast,
It does. We'll talk about it tomorrow. What do you want? What are you going to ask for?